The California Department of Toxic Substances Control is behind schedule on the cleanup of thousands of Los Angeles County properties contaminated with lead dust and will need to spend $390 million more than what it has to complete the work, according to a state audit released Tuesday. The report by the state auditor's office concludes the state's poor management of the cleanup related to the Exide battery recycling plant in Vernon has left thousands of Californians at risk of lead poisoning. Lead contamination can lead to cancer, developmental disabilities and other harmful neurological effects. Despite the importance of removing lead contamination, we found the DTSC's cleanup efforts are behind schedule, wrote Elaine Howle, the state auditor, in a letter to the governor and state legislators. We are particularly concerned that DTSC has not removed contaminated soil from a total of 31 school, childcare facility, and park properties, even though it had available options for cleaning those sites. Sites were first identified as contaminated from 2014 to 2017. Limited resources for contracting, a focus on other priorities, and mistakes in identifying ownership of the properties led to the delays, according to the audit. DTSC's inaction continue to put the children and other at-risk individuals who spend time at these properties at unnecessary risk of the serious consequences of lead poisoning, the audit determined. In response to the audit, DTSC Director Meredith Williams said the agency is now prioritizing removal of toxic soil at the facilities used by children. DTSC previously oversaw such work at 17 daycare centers and 7 schools. Since June 2020, the process has begun at another 8 daycare centers, she said. The audit indicates DTSC still will likely miss its target date of June 2021 to finish cleaning 200 of the most contaminated properties in the area. The state agency does not have a timeline or a price tag for another 600 affected properties. The department's poor cost estimation and cost overruns by one of its contractors have contributed to DTSC spending more than expected to clean the contamination, Howle wrote. At current spending rates, we estimate that DTSC will need about $390 million more than it has been allocated to date to completely clean all 800 contaminated properties. The legislature provided $260 million to DTSC for the cleanup, but the audit estimates DTSC will need to spend $630 million to complete the entire project. DTSC failed to account for inflation, prevailing wages and other costs that should have been expected in its original plan in 2016, the audit found. One contract did not have adequate protections for cost overruns and resulted in spending $17 million more than anticipated. A U.S. Bankruptcy Court's approval of Exide's bankruptcy earlier this month leaves significant questions about the state's ability to obtain reimbursement for the cleanup, Howle added.